6-7 kid, what is it? Well, we've got this meme that's been going around, and it's weird how it's gained so much attention. And I think it has to do with the coming solar flare. If you play the video, the first thing you'll notice is when he takes a shot, 2 and 4 come together. 24. As explained in the previous video, 24 is 24 years after September 11th, and you'll see it again in a second. Right, you always get the number 8 in these videos. I personally think that they use the number 8 because it references the sun and the moon. You have two orbs coming together, eclipsing each other. You have the analemma, where if you trace the path of the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time every day for a year, they will trace out a figure 8. And obviously 8 also represents October, as its original meaning before Julius Caesar changed the calendar was the 8th month. Now, he's thrown the ball off the court and the clock's counting down. And when it gets to 13, it stops. 14, 13. Obviously, October the 3rd is represented by a 13 in predictive programming. But you've also got 14, and you've got it twice. Now, 14 on a clock is also 2 o'clock. So if you add the numbers together, you have a 5 and a 2. October 30th, 25. If you watch this guy, he's going to make an X, which is, again, another 24, because it's the 24th letter of the alphabet. There it is. Right, here's your kid. This little weirdo that screams 6-7 at the camera. And you have your solar flare here on his t-shirt. Right, in a second, the camera's going to cut. And you're on a new frame. Right here at 13 seconds. This number 13 is coming up a lot at the moment. And I think that's because we're getting close to the date that the 13 is representing. I feel like the security guard is here for a reason, but I really don't know why. Yeah, it's just weird. It doesn't make any sense as to why this has become so popular. Now, another meme was made from this 6-7 nonsense. This. And you can see that kid is consuming the earth. Is he representing the flare? Could be. And everything's blacked out. Yeah, just strange. Now, it's called SCP-67, and SCP can be made to make the same date, because you've got 19th letter, add together you get 1 for October. Then you have the 3rd letter 3, and you have a backwards 9 represented by the P, and 2025 adds up to 9. I'm going to look at this video quickly. It starts with 223 for Skull and Bones. Also, 223 makes a good 25 for this year. Don't light. Flashing lights. The power will be going out. You got a 4, which is the 13 condensed. And then you have the actual year, 2025. You've got 5G up here. G is 25 condensed. 5 is Halloween condensed, 131. So I reckon that the solar flare may be produced on October the 30th, but hit the Earth, possibly America and the UK, on Halloween. Don't be late, X24. You've got up here MA131. And obviously this is a power unit of some description. It looks like a mixing table. So it's obviously, that's 100 milliamps. So it is directly linked to the power. And you have October 31st written in it right there. You have October here. If you quickly look at this scene, this is another event. So in all of these predictive program videos I show you, you tend to have more than one event linked in the same video. This looks like the chandeliers you always see everywhere. A good example is Donnie Darko. I think they represent asteroids hitting the ocean. You know, you've got this palm tree that represents another event, which is the La Palma landslide, one of the Canary Islands. There's quite a famous clip from The Simpsons where Mr. Burns has put his power plant in the name of a canary, and that canary flies over to a globe because he's escaping, turns the globe and looks at the Canary Islands. La Palma has a piece of it missing because it's predicting when it slides into the ocean and causes a tsunami. That tsunami will hit New York, and that is how the world's financial system goes down. You see, you've got Sea Fest here, ocean. I will do another video at some point about this event. See, ocean party. Then you got your Chinese takeaway, and after they finish the Chinese takeaway, serpents. Now we are in the year of the snake, the year of the serpent. Again, just another indicator of the time frame. Up here you have sun symbolism. You've got your serpents down here. You've got your Freemason checkerboard. Again, 2025. And you've got this number, 2213. Obviously you got your 8 here for October. You got this kid. He's got fire on his t-shirt and what looks like a brain. You get to this point and you've got the M, which is 13, and a 2. You flip it upside down, you get your 5. And a star. On the other side, you've got this big splash of water, which is probably the other event. But you also have 62. Now, 62 is a very interesting number. 62 days to the end of the year is October 30th. It also means 303 days have passed, via 33. But where it gets really interesting is how it links to the date I said that Trump will get assassinated, because that's 62 days into the year with 303 remaining. D is 13 added together. You got your 5 and your 2 for 25. You've got your 9, which is the entire year compressed into 1. And you got your 1 to 3. And what looks like a little sun down here. Again, your Freemason checkerboard. October. And your 88. Now, I think this is possibly next year. Obviously, year is 826. But the 29th of March is the 88th day of the year. Yeah, I think that's going to be a big one to watch. That could be the other event I was talking about. Well, I'm not convinced yet. I need to look into it more. Right, we're at the end of the video now, and you've got the hearts on the wall, as always, for the heart damage. Another thing I want to point out with regards to timing is this, the peace deal. Now, I have opinions about Trump as representing the Antichrist. It is a beast with 7 heads, and there are 7 members of his family, if you include his kids from his last relationship, with 10 horns. And that's his current family. Now, he's making this peace deal when everyone is saying peace and safety. I don't know how else to put it. And after peace and safety comes sudden great destruction. And we are pretty close to the date I'm saying. You have to wonder if things are starting to come together. Okay, I'll end with a quick review of this video. You've got your chandelier up here, which you see again and again and again. You've got your chandelier up here. From Donnie Darko, and this song is called The Fate of Ophelia. Now, the fate of Ophelia was that she drowned. If you look at Donnie Darko, it is absolutely stuffed with water symbolism. This is the death of Ophelia. There we have it linked to the stars. Stars exit. And your bird, the bird flu. Quite the pyro. Followed by your solar flare. Bird flu, solar flare. Right before you lit my sky up. Right now you're going to get an eclipse. There you go. Taylor Swift eclipse in the sun. That eclipse happened last year. October the 2nd, a timing point. The Ring of Fire eclipse, which went over Easter Island. And if you look through iPetGo, you have all the Easter Island statues and the rabbit on the wall. It was definitely that eclipse. October the 30th is 28 days after the anniversary of that eclipse. Donnie Darko starts October the 2nd, 28 days later, ends October 30th. All these things are linked. So you've got this heart on her, and it looks like it's in some kind of starburst. You've got these ocean waves. She does sing in this video, "It's about to be the night you are dreaming of," suggesting that these events are coming soon.
The love was a cold bed full of scorpions.
Full of scorpions. Scorpion's stinger injection. Heart damage.
The venom stole her sanity.
The venom stole her sanity. What have I been saying? The vaccine affects the brain, combined with the sun. They have crowns on. Sun, corona.
Keep it 100 on the land, the sea.
So keep it 100 on the land, the sea, and the sky. It's got to be in October. Okay, so now she's dressed like the solar flare.
It's about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of.
It's about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of. The fate of Ophelia. I feel like there's a strong chance that we are now in the time frame. If you haven't already, you should consider making preparations. Well, I was going to end the video there, but I've come across some interesting information regarding this eclipse and where we are now. So I said earlier in the video that this eclipse was from last year. It was the one that crossed the Easter Island and is a Ring of Fire eclipse. If you look through this video, you get many references to Easter, including Easter Island statues. But what you get a lot is this small dimple here, which represents this asteroid. This is different from this one that you can see heading here. It's either February or at the feet of April. And if you go back to the other scene, you can see that one again. Here's the asteroid as well, represented by this flower, heading towards this wave. Now, last year, there was no asteroid. The eclipse happened, but this wasn't there. However, it is here now, because I think this is 3i Atlas. 3i makes a 13, which is the day after it arrives at perihelion around the sun. Perihelion of 3i Atlas is stated to be the 29th of October. Not only does this put this in place, this asteroid that was missing last year, but what's very interesting is the previous interstellar object, which was called Oumuamua, which turned up in 2017. I believe it was the 9th of September. As it passed the sun at its closest point, which was 0.3 AU, it produced several X-flares. One was an X8 and one was an X9. These are huge flares. Oumuamua was not very big itself, it's only 1 kilometre in size. Whereas 3i Atlas, which is another interstellar object, could be up to 50 kilometres in size. It is far bigger. It doesn't get as close, it gets 1.3 AU from the sun. But it's interesting that the date I am suggesting that there will be a solar flare is the day after it reaches perihelion. Now with Oumuamua, it wasn't the exact date of perihelion that the flares happened. Some happened a couple of days before, some happened a day after, I believe. I don't think this is just a coincidence. We do not get interstellar asteroids often. This is only the third. And both Oumuamua and 3i Atlas are very different to the other one. They are unique objects that people can't really explain. If Oumuamua caused the sun to flare in 2017, it could certainly do it now in solar maximum. The sun is charged up, it's ramping up right now with sunspots. It's ready to go again. This isn't a coincidence.